Over 50 billion Pokemon cards printed worldwide, but this is the one thing you can't afford to miss. Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. We've got some exciting news directly from the Pokemon Company. In a previous video, we talked about all those stolen Fusion Strike and Evolving Skies cards. You know how crazy it was for the community for a little while. That seems to be resolved, but the truth of the matter is there are a ton of Pokemon cards. But what you learned in our video is that there are a lot less Pokemon cards from these other sets in like the Sun and Moon era and so on. And so you saw how the tag team and other alt art cards should be actually going up in value. Lo and behold, that's actually going on right now. So if you start checking out sold listings for Sun and Moon full art trainers or other tag teams and alt arts, those are going up. I'm not to say I'm to blame for that, but it's good for everyone to have known that, and I'm going to take a little bit of credit for knowing that ahead of time. And now we actually have concrete numbers from the reliable source, the Pokemon Company themselves. So let's dive into some of those details and show you the one thing that you need to pay attention to. This is a PokeBeach article right here. We're going to read through it and I'll highlight and give you some feedback on some of these things that we are noticing, okay? It says the Pokemon Company released its latest figures report, revealing a record 9.7 billion Pokemon cards were produced from March of 2022 to March of 2023, which is accurate to that data that we shared in that other video. So let's keep reading. This is the third year in a row Pokemon has broken its annual record. The number is similar to the 9.1 billion, which means that there's probably close to the max capacity that the factories can actually produce. That's another key thing to pay attention to as well. So unless they expand production, they're not going to be able to produce a whole lot more. Other things to keep in mind is that there are 14 languages of Pokemon cards that are printed now. So divide that 9 billion or so up amongst 14 languages. It's not all English or Japanese. Up until 2017, they weren't really keeping records, at least not to the degree that they are now. You can see up here, 14 billion cards, 30 countries. It's all kind of estimated. And then 2017, you're getting actual numbers that are helping us as consumers and collectors and players all understand how much population there is out there of these cards. Anything in that like Sun and Moon era from 2017 up into pandemic times is all about 1.5 to 2 billion cards printed. And that's really important again, because that is so significant. That's about 4 times less cards printed, and you know how crazy the boom is right now for things like the Umbreon or other alt art cards. But for today's consumer, this is what's important. You have 9 billion cards, okay? Over the last couple of years, the Pokemon Company has responded to the demand that the pandemic brought up. Everyone started getting nostalgia. We were doing live breaks.
Hey, Raichu, hello!
A lot of us were excited to get back into a hobby that we loved as a child, and it also brought new people into the hobby. There is significantly more demand, and the Pokemon Company said, sounds good, we'll print more. So what this really means for the general consumer is that finding product is more accessible than ever. You don't have to feel like you have to be at a Target overnight, go to a Walmart 6 times a week just hoping that you see the vendor so you can grab one box or however many you want. We're not worrying really about those dudes rushing to Walmart every day, tracking the path of the vendor, stalking them, or people being violent. There's tons of stuff for you and I to buy, which is amazing. Now, if you are sitting there trying to resell or do excessive breaks and you're not seeing the margins that you want, that's just because you've made this more popular than ever. Certain things are going to keep going up in price. There is rarity of things that are no longer getting printed. But currently, Scarlet and Violet era and all these things that are just recently released, there's going to be a ton of them. So if you are trying to find these cards, be patient, pay attention to the store. There's going to be something maybe in a month from now. You don't have to get it day one. But as a collector, get what you want, love what you are collecting, and have a good time doing this. Don't get the FOMO. It's not worth it. I've been there, and I'm sure you have too. This is your sign to chill out for a second. If the shelves are a little bare, you can't find an ETB or something, hold on. There's a lot of reputable online stores. There's a lot of great places that we can go, and maybe in a month or a couple weeks, there's gonna be some more. So I hope that this is good news to you. If it's not, let me know in a comment, or just let me know what you think about these increased print runs and how the market's going right now. As always, thanks for watching this video. I really appreciate anybody who takes the time to care about what I have to say. And if you like what I'm doing, subscribe, thumbs up, all the things, and we'll see you in the next video.